For something different, I flew my TSP jet engine powered snowflake today. This has a small L1 motor which is just barely enough power. I also flew my E20. Both planes have the BMK RF beacon. I tried using just the standard antenna on the Baofeng radio. The jet motors are about a year and a half old, so I read somewhere that 2 years is about as long as you want to keep them, so I thought I better fly. I think the power might not be quite what it was when they were new. Today it really didn't get out that far. You think you probably wouldn't need a locator, but it was really hard to spot in that corn stubble at times. I put the locator in because the first one of these models I built, it flew out of sight on the first flight, but I didn't cover underneath the wing, and I think I threw it right into a thermal. I had my BMK thermal hunter out today and was looking at that, trying to figure out when to launch. I didn't see much of a rise in temperature. It did definitely spot a thermal later when I flew my E20 because it went up really pretty high. I've been experimenting with using squelch too. Here I've got the antenna removed and it gives you a little more range. A neighbor stopped by on a four-wheeler and he said he had farmland not far away that had soybeans on it and it was a lot smoother, so I'm going to check that out. I've got some L2 motors that I haven't tried yet, but I think that's what would be needed to get a plane up high enough to be competitive in a contest. So I was watching for, a positive rise in the temperature, and it didn't go up too much, but I launched my E20 and it definitely went up pretty high. I couldn't even see it as it got out towards that farm, and at some point I used the hard ET to bring it down because I didn't want it to go up much higher in a thermal. Well, I was having some trouble locating the plane, and I thought I noticed that the tone seemed kind of strange, almost like there were two tones. One might be higher pitched and the other lower, one right after another. On my last flight, I saw where the plane went, but then I kept getting this tone that was like right near my car, and I couldn't figure that out. I had briefly lost sight of it in the air. It's a bad color for blue sky, so I thought, well, maybe it didn't go out very far at all. Well, after some struggling, I thought, well, I better look in my car. And sure enough, I didn't unplug my snowflake, so I had both beacons running at once. So I unplugged that, and I was able to find the E20 easy enough. Well, I had to laugh at myself.